1. Anthony Hartwig here with a YSN player profile, Boardman softball edition. I'm joined by junior Madison Lester. Maddie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And in junior season, you haven't played since freshman season coming into this year because we missed 2020. What was it like coming into this year and only having kind of 1 year under your belt and not knowing really what to expect?
It was hard, but you also know all the other teams are coming in under the same circumstances. We all just had to get into it. We had to practice. We had to train, make up for all the missed time. And it's nice because we still have most of the same team. Like a lot of us have already played together. So I feel like that helped. It wasn't like putting a new team together. But besides that, it wasn't too bad. Like everyone was dealing with the same thing. So it was okay.
And unlike a lot of juniors in the area, you played a lot your freshman season. So you at least had 1 year of varsity experience under your belt. How much did you lean on that, especially in the first couple of weeks of this year?
I feel like it was helpful because as a freshman, like I know you're always really nervous and coming onto varsity, it's a new experience and you're not used to it and there's a lot more pressure. And after already having like gone through that, I was comfortable. I was able to handle it well and the pressure and it was good. It helped.
And pitcher in the circle, you do a great job. What's the mentality like for you in the circle when you get the start in the rubber? What kind of mentality do you bring to your pitching?
Um, Pitching, it is definitely a lot mentally. And you really have to go in there with a clear mind. You can't be thinking about too much because if you get in your head, things will start to go downhill. And I really have to be careful with that. Um, I don't know. I really like to focus on different things. I pay a lot of attention to the batters and what I think works or what I notice they like can't hit or where they stand in the box and just try to like notice just struggles or maybe just seeing things and if they're bunting, like you always have to be ready for the ball to come back to.
How much better of a pitcher do you think you are now than you were when you were a freshman?
Um, I don't know that probably mentally I feel like I've gotten a lot stronger. I feel like I see things I didn't used to see. I handle pressure better. And just like I feel like mentally my game has gotten a lot stronger.
How much prep work do you do before a game, knowing the batters, knowing what batters you're going to face, especially in the league, because you've seen this person before, you know what they're bringing to the table. How much prep work goes into before a game, before you even step into the circle?
Honestly, besides warm-ups, I feel like a huge part of game day is preparing about it all day. Is just like you're playing a game, preparing yourself for the competition, who you're facing, and just like seeing the target ahead of you, seeing like getting that win, how well your team's going to do, how well you're going to pitch, and just seeing all of it like ahead of time, being prepared for it. And then just warming up, like getting the team hyped, being prepared to get into a good game, get a win, and just give it our all, go onto the field and don't leave anything behind.
And seeing the last couple of games, it feels like you've really reached your stride towards the end of the season as far as the way you're pitching and hitting your spots and everything goes along with it. How have you been able to kind of time it so well where you're kind of pitching at your best at the end of the season?
Honestly, that was something that was making me nervous because I felt like the season started off a little bit rougher than usual. So I'm glad that it's coming into place right now. It's definitely something I've been working a lot with and putting a lot of extra time into just outside of high school alone. So it's definitely a good thing.
You guys got the win over Fitch on Friday. That had to be a big momentum boost for this team to knock down Fitch and know that they're the 1 seed. And now you guys have to feel like that no matter who you're playing, you can really beat anybody in this bracket.
That was huge. It definitely showed my whole team that we can do anything. We really just have to all show up and give our best. We can't get in our heads. Like we can do anything we put our minds to.
You personally struck out 14 Falcons, which is something that not a lot of pitchers are able to do. Very talented lineup on that other side. What was working so well for you that night for you to have that much success?
Honestly, everything just kind of came together. I wouldn't even say that it was one pitch over the other. Maybe change ups, honestly. Those were working really well for me that night, but I had a lot of success just because everything was working that night.
And in softball, people love pitchers who can rake, and you do a great job at the plate. Talk about switching the mentality from pitching to hitting. Is that ever tough for you, or are you just once you're out of the circle, you're into the hitter's mentality?
It's yeah, pretty much. It's not that bad. Hitting, it's just a different mentality. Honestly, I feel like it's less pressure and stress than pitching, so it's almost nice. Like I enjoy going I love hitting. I like getting to have that opportunity to just be on the other side still.
Do you think being a pitcher gives you a little bit of an advantage because you know how pitchers think and you know, okay, maybe I'm 1-2 and this pitcher might be thinking to bring me off, whatever it may be. Does
A
that give you
hundred
a little bit of an edge?
percent. I'm in there predicting pitches sometimes, and when you're right, it definitely works out to your advantage.
What feels better for you, a big strikeout or when you get that big hit and it's a home run or a big RBI double or whatever it may be?
I feel like it depends on the moment. If it's like bases loaded and you strike out the like third out, like that's huge. That's the best feeling. But also like any hit, like scoring the tying run or the winning run, those RBIs, those are huge too. It's honestly all the way around, like just showing you got to be there for everything. So all the way around, they're big contributors.
The season hasn't been smooth sailing the whole time for your team. You've had some ups, you've had some downs. Talk about the mental toughness of this team to bounce back from some of the tough times and get back on the horse and not let it unravel and turn into 6 or 7 losses in a row.
We get in our heads sometimes, and those losses sometimes do affect us, but we have to come back together. We have to realize that we can only like work ahead. You can't keep staying back on the past, and that win, like certain wins, you got to take that energy and keep it going. You got to take that mentality into the next couple games, and we've been doing really good with that lately. We've been letting it build, and we've all just had our heads in the game lately.
I imagine even as a junior, you're asked to have a kind of a leadership role in this team as someone with varsity experience, someone that's in the circle, controlling where the pitches go. What kind of leader are you, and how have you kind of developed your leadership skills in the last couple of years?
I feel like the biggest contribution is just trying to keep everyone up, keep them in the games. Anything goes wrong, we have to work around it. We have to build up. You can't let them get down. Because as soon as that happens, you can't let the team fall with them. And like I feel like that's our biggest problem as a team. So we just have to work together and keep everyone up. And for me, I just try to keep the energy in the dugout up.
We got to have you talk about Coach Moots. He's one of our favorite guys. What is it about him that makes him so special and makes him so fun to be coached by?
He's just such a fun coach. He just makes the game fun all the way around. I've known him for a long time, and he was even my travel coach for a year, like the assistant coach 1 year. And it's always been really good with us. And I think he's a great coach, and I have a lot of fun with him being our coach.
Now we only get to see him in the games on the baselines. Give us some inside scoops. What's Coach Mitch like outside of a game, outside of the pressure of a game, maybe in practice, or what are some things about Coach Mitch that you think the public should know about?
He's just all the way around. He's really funny. I think that he really helps build our team up. Just like in practices, he gets on us for like the little things, and he really cares about this game. He gives it his all, and he's just such a great coach and person all the way around.
You talked about earlier how important it is to get ready for a game. Do you have any like routines that you have to stick to before a game, or you kind of feel off?
There's little superstitions, I guess you could say. It's just kind of like warming up, I guess. I don't really know. I don't think I'm that bad about that, but there's just the little things about doing things in certain orders or just the warm ups, really.
Boardman is pretty blessed to have two pitchers they can trust in the circle. If you're ever having trouble, you know you have Cat to come in and give you some help. What's that like having that mentality where you don't have to feel like you have to be perfect? You're not your team's only hope to keep other teams off the board, and you have another person who can come in and kind of back you up.
It's really helpful. It's great. It takes a lot of pressure off of you. I love Kat. We get along, and it's just, I feel like that's really important too. It's not even like more competition. It's just we know we're there to help each other and we have each other's back, even on the field or up the bat. We're supporting each other.
Talk about Cat and the other seniors and how much they've meant to this team, especially this year with so many people coming in with a little experience or no experience, and how much their leadership has really meant to this team.
It's a big part. Like our seniors play a big part in leading the team, And like another senior, Morgan Cherney, our catcher, she's my catcher, so I'll be losing her next year. So she's a big contributor to the team too, and so is Nina. And we're gonna miss their bats and their gloves and just all the way around. They're a big part of the team. They really hype us up all the time, and we're gonna miss them a lot.
I love that you brought up the senior catcher Cherney because I think a lot of people don't give catchers enough credit. But
Yeah,
for you, having a senior back there that's been there, done that, and she can help you with noticing where hitters are struggling and
yeah.
that kind of stuff. How important has that been for you this year to have a senior back there that kind of has all the experience she could ever need?
Um, it's definitely going to be interesting to work with next year. I went through this my freshman year too because I had a senior or well, a junior and then we had COVID, but she was a great catcher too. And then I had to get used to a new catcher this year. And like that worked out well. We ended up working with it, getting things together, and it's just kind of like now I have to start over again. But I'm
First
gonna miss Morgan too.
first tournament game tomorrow. You're going to play the winner of Minter and Brush, and the tournaments are kind of here, right at your doorstep.
Yeah.
What is the team conversations like in the last couple of days, getting ready for the tournament, and what goals have you guys really set for yourselves?
It's really that we know we can do this. Like we have a position here. We know we can stand our own, and I think we have to go in the field and give it our all because I know we can walk away with that win tomorrow.
Do you think there's another gear for Boardman softball? Have we not seen the best of Boardman softball yet?
Um I think there's a lot more to come. We have a lot of talent down on JV too. They're doing really well down there too, and I think there's a lot more to come.
And as you go forward, it's not your senior year yet, but it will be next year. What are some of the memories that you look back in your 2 years with the program, kind of three? I don't know how to describe it with COVID. Three, two
I
years.
know.
What are some of your favorite memories with this program so far?
It is just high school softball season is an experience. I have so much fun with the coaches and Coach Lindsay as well and our teammates. We have a blast on and off the field. It's like relationships that just build and you get to enjoy having a season with just your teammates. And senior year it has come really fast. So I'm nervous about that too. I want to make the most out of it. It's just time flies.
Sports fans tend to forget that softball and baseball aren't the only things affected by COVID. You're actually the schooling's a little bit different. You're taking school online. What's that change been like, and how have you been handling the academic side of being a student athlete?
Honestly, it kind of works out pretty well for me. I feel like I'm able to get everything done. And if I get done early, I just get to go have softball. I get to get more reps in, or I get to spend time with family. And it just works out nice because I get to like have a fresh mind. I clear everything, I get everything done for the day. And then like game day, like I get to prepare for that mentally and just be ready for the game. I feel like it's really helped just being online at the same time.
How much of an escape has softball been, especially in the summer and the fall, for this kind of sense of unnormalcy that we have in our world right now? How much of an escape from that has softball been for you?
Well, softball's everything for me, and it always has been. So even without COVID, it has always been an escape. So with COVID, it's made a huge difference. I was so thankful we got to play this summer because without summer ball and missing high school season, that would have been really hard. So I was really thankful to have that. It was a sense of still normal, like normal. So it still gave us that opportunity to play.
What is it about this sport that gives you such a passion for it and makes it your everything, like you said? What is it about it that you love so much?
I've been doing it since I was a little girl, and I've just always had this passion for it. I love the competition and I love giving my all. It gives me an opportunity to be competitive and just really leave everything out on the field. I give everything to this sport and it means everything to me and all the relationships you build.
We at these player profiles, we like to give the player the chance to kind of thank their support system, the people that have been there for them over the years. So I just want to give you the time to thank whoever it is you want to thank.
It My biggest supporters are my mom, my dad, my grandma, and my grandpa. They literally come to almost every single game, and it means so much to have that support system. And my travel coach, Bob Smith, he has been life changing and he gives me my lessons. And I have improved so much with him. And he's just helped me a lot. And Fred Moots, and just, I don't know, the support system, Lindsay and Marco, they're all a huge part of all of it. And Dave Matz, it's just so many people care about the sport and care about me, and it means so much. And I'm glad to have their support behind me.
Before we let you go, what is it about the Boardman schools that makes you so proud to be a Spartan and proud to represent their colors every time you take a step on the field?
It's really the girls that I've built relationships with over the last couple years, and the coaches, and just the people involved. Like, I feel like everyone's there to for us. We give our best, and we have just so much behind us, and everybody's cares. And I don't know, it's just it all works out.
Madison, thank you so much for joining us. We're happy to have you on, a member of the All YSN softball team, by the way. So
Thank
we're
you.
congratulations on that. And we look forward to talking to you again real soon.
Thank you.